right, welcome to Project Purple Sports. We are here in Sacred Heart's brand new pit center for number one team in the state of Connecticut, Notre Dame Lancers, taking on the number two team in the state of Connecticut, St. Bernard Saints. I'm Zachary Gerster, and I'm here with.
Dino Varelli, founder and CEO of Project Purple. Zach, we've got a great one tonight. We've got a minute to go here. So for those that are joining in for the first time, I know we've got a lot of new followers, a lot of new watchers, probably wondering who the hell is Project Purple Sports. Well, Project Purple Sports is an offshoot of Project Purple, which is a Seymour-based charity that provides financial aid and hope to patients battling pancreatic cancer. Project Purple supports patients battling this disease through patient financial aid and nutrition assistance programs. We also raise funds for critical research for early detection and treatment of pancreatic cancer. To learn more about Project Purple, visit our website at www.projectpurple.org and make sure to follow us on social media. Wherever you may be, we are there. So we're excited for tonight's tip-off, Zach. Project Purple Sports is an initiative within Project Purple as we get out into local communities and raise awareness of our mission of a world without pancreatic cancer with student athletes from all over the region, Zach. And there's a lot of familiar faces here in the stands tonight, a lot of coaches. Not much going on tonight on Sunday here in Connecticut for boys basketball. So exciting night. As you said in the start, we've got the number one team in the state in Notre Dame Prep taking on the number two team, St. Bernard Saints, coming all the way down from Uncas, almost by the casinos, by Mohegan Sun, about an hour and a half to get here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and what we kind of will get into a little bit with some of the teams and some of the players to watch, but I do want to mention, as you were talking about Project Purple Sports, for those who are watching and maybe want to know how to get your school or your team sport involved, just go to projectpurple.org/team activities and then send us an email through there, and we'll love to come stream some of your games, put on an awareness night, and it's a great way to kind of get your student athletes into the community and have them give back while also getting the support of live streaming their games to those who can't make it in attendance.
Absolutely. We've got some great partners that we work with here at Project Purple Sports that we'll be talking throughout the game, one of which is New Balance, which helps us support our student athletes, and the other one here in state, Hartford Healthcare. So we're going to pause here for the playing of the national anthem as both teams line up. And Zach, as you said, we're in this brand new pit center here at Sacred Heart. So let's pause here for the playing of the national anthem. Zach, so I think this is the first time that Notre Dame Prep has played in this gym. So this gym is just newly configured this year for Sacred Heart as they have moved to the MAC. But we're going to have the St. Bernard starters here. With Shem Adams starting at guard, senior. Number 4, Amari Gray, another senior. Sophomore Curtis Marshall, one of the siblings of St. Bernard. Number 14, Tyler Manuel, and senior Amari Marshall, 5 starters for St. Bernard. So we're going to pause here and watch our video here for the Notre Dame prep starters.
Senior captain, 23, Cam Salters.
Sophomore captain, number 11, Josh Sharlock.
Junior captain, number 0, Nasir Dunlap.
Junior number 20, Jameer Reed.
Sophomore number 1, James Green.
All right, and those are your Notre Dame prep starters. So we have a great one here. It should be a fun one. It's pretty packed here for a Sunday in Connecticut. I mean, I know you already mentioned we have a ton of opposing teams in here. Kind of get a look at the best 2 teams in the state of Connecticut and see where their squads will match up against. I know you mentioned we have Notre Dame West Haven. I saw the Mastic coaches. I think Bethel's here. I know we have some scouts in attendance. I think I heard SUNY Maritime's coach was here. Don't quote me on that, but I almost am positive I heard an interaction between them and one of the players. So it'll be a fun one, and we're getting ready to tip off now. And I mean, I guess we can look at maybe some players to watch here for Notre Dame. So we have senior captain Cam Salters. He averages about 20 points a game, 6 rebounds to lead the team, and he just hit his 1,000 point a couple of weeks ago. For super sophomore Josh Charlotte, coming in at 12 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, and leading the team at 4 steals per game. So these are kind of the key players that we are focused on. Dino, I know you have some for St. Bernard.
Yeah, so St. Bernard, they've got a great backcourt in Shem Adams and Amir Gray. Amir Gray, I mean, not a lot of statistics online, but has had a couple 30-point games. They've got actually 3 scorers, Zach, that have had 3 players that have had 30-point games. Tyler Manuel, 31 versus East Lyme on January 4th. Versus Hill House, Amir Gray had 30. And then the last game versus Fitch, which they won pretty handedly, 77-54, Curtis Marshall had 31, Tyler Manuel with 20. So St. Bernard comes in number 2, but they were also the state runner-up last year to D1. They lost in the championship to Notre Dame West Haven. So here we go, Jack. Reed and Marshall to tip it off. Jack, the jack of all trades. But here we go, Zach. St. Bernard will control the tab.
Yeah, it's so much different being courtside for these games. You really see the physicality there. As that'll be Marshall, Curtis Marshall, that is, to be on the board first for St. Bernard.
And Zach, this is going to be a game of matchups. I know we talked pregame, between a couple of key players here. Salters locked there by the elder Marshall over to his brother, Curtis. Rebound, gets it back, Zach. Manuel with a deep 3. Good box out by Dunlap, but goes off Dunlap's leg there. So pretty aggressive play here by St. Bernard early. St. Bernard, I mean, I thought they would be a little bit shorter just from what we watched on video, but it looks like Amari Marshall, the older Marshall, matches up height-wise with Reed, Zach.
Good backdoor cut by Gray. He can't get the layup today, though. He's going to want that one back.
Salters had it. That's going to be the first one on Manuel. Tyler Manuel, the senior. So other thing with St. Bernard, they start 4 seniors and 1 sophomore in Curtis Marshall. So there's a lot of basketball that's been played by these seniors. I know we talked a little bit pregame about Notre Dame prep. I mean, they're young, but those young players have played a lot over the last 2 seasons. But the St. Bernard team is very experienced. Very physical play here by St. Bernard early.
Yeah, it's going to be some interesting matchups. One that we're going to look at a lot is Salters against Manuel, and what should be a matchup that Salters should exploit him, as he is a McDonald's American nomination for the state of Connecticut. As here comes St. Bernard down the other way. And that'll be Amari Marshall to score the second basket for St. Bernard.
Zach, I don't think we've seen Notre Dame Prep in the games we've done with them down.
No. Charlotte misses the midi, can't get it to go, and here comes St. Bernard again. They've just looked like a team that kind of has Notre Dame's first quarter explosion figured out, as Gray won't get the layup to go, and he'll pick up his first. So as you were mentioning, the Notre Dame games we've seen them be the aggressor. They've been physical. They get into that full court trap right away, force turnovers, and then they run the floor, and we haven't seen any of that.
And Zach, kudos to Coach Mark Jones here. He's got a senior-laden team. They took an hour and a half to get here. They came out ready to play in this game. But what we have seen, they're not very deep. So 2 early fouls. Tough shot there by senior Cam Salters.
And right into that press, so maybe this can help them spark something.
Adams off the mark. Marshall with the rebound. Dunlap. St. Bernard, both teams have missed some easy shots here early, Zach. I don't know if, teams aren't used to playing in a facility like this. There is
tough move by
Charlo. Tapped around. Greaves comes up with the rebound. Dunlap with the turnaround. So I was saying, it's different playing an arena like this where you have a lot of space behind the backboard, depth perception. I don't think either team got in here until 6 o'clock to do an early shoot around.
No, I was going to say, because Notre Dame's gym is so compact, everything seems a lot closed in, whereas you have a ton of space behind the backboard. It's showing off all sorts of normal rhythms for some of these Notre Dame players. Here comes Charlotte the other way after the miss from Adams. Salters lines up a deep 3, and he gets it to go.
Cam Salters, the name that we mentioned, Zach, before the game. We said Cam has to have a big game for Notre Dame to really be in this game. And so far, that's been his. Greaves with a hand on it, gets a steal. He's got,
He 2 on Gray. That's going to hurt them. As we mentioned, they don't have a lot of depth. That's their senior point guard, Amari Gray.
That was a turnover. It was a turnover. It was a travel, yeah.
Really?
So Darren Robinson into the game. He replaces Adams. So junior Darren Robinson goes to the backcourt. So I think Coach Jones plays 6 or 7 players. This is a good matchup. Dunlop.
Manguel straight on, and he'll connect. Bernard back in front by 2.
That Dunlop-Marshall matchup's going to be a good one, Zach. Reed with a nice move. Gets the first step on Amari Marshall.
Yeah, he's going to be a key player for this Notre Dame prep team, as he has all the size, but he plays like a guard, so he's going to have to exploit his matchup.
Amari Marshall from the top. He hits a 3.
It's like everyone's shooting now.
Yeah. 10-7, St. Bernard. Salters fake, steps. Nice job. That was a good look, though, Zach.
It was. And he's going to need to carry a lot of the scoring for this Notre Dame prep team as their senior leader.
Manguel with a drive. Block. That's on Dunlop. That's going to be his first.
He just missed it. I'm wondering, well, I don't think they do it in high school, but you can see the actual kind of like half circle where if you're inside that circle, it's normally a blocking foul. But I don't know if that's how it works for high school sports, because normally courts do not have that.
Don't have that half circle, yeah. So substitution coming in for Notre Dame. Looks like Miles Coleman, sophomore. Manguel misses the first. Coleman in for Dunlap. Coleman, a player that we've seen flashes from, Zach. I know the last game he was injured. He was coming off an illness. So Manguel makes the first free throw. Second, excuse me. Misses the first. Charlotte over to Graves. Stolen by.
Looks like we're going to have Marshall throw one down with ease, and he punches it home. And they'll tee him up.
Yeah, there was no one underneath there. Coach Jones doesn't. I
don't
think
like
Coach
that
Jones is not happy with that.
I don't like it either. No,
Zach, I know we don't have instant replay. I mean, I guess you're not supposed to, if your body takes you forward, momentum. So I think Coach Jones wants to talk to. We're gonna hit rewind here.
Salters makes a technical first free throw.
Yeah, that's a little iffy, Zach.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big game, 1 and 2. You got to steal, let him throw it down. Salters
out.
makes both of them.
So that kind of kills the momentum here. So substitution in Savion Melendez. So Amari Marshall with the technical. So it looks like 30-second timeout, Notre Dame. Jones is still talking over to referee. So 30-second timeout. So Zach, like looking at that replay here on the screen, yeah, I mean, kind of momentum carried him over. I mean, that was a tough call. We're trying to get it here on the replay. I don't think we're going to have time to get back to it, but his body did take him over. I think, you know what the piece is to me? When you do like a pull-up on the rim, I think he pulled himself up. I think that's where you get the hanging on the rim. And I think that's what the referees are taught. It's not so much the body motion, but more that pull-up on the rim.
Here's my thing, though, right? These are the 2 top teams in the state of Connecticut basketball. They're going at it. You just get a steal. You're looking for a momentum, a high-energy shifter. You throw one down. Right? It's a little bit iffy, but, I mean, I would have let it rock.
So Notre Dame, Salters, Greaves, Charlotte, Reed, and Coleman. For St. Bernard, Manuel, Melendez, Marshall, the younger Marshall, and Robinson and Gray in the backcourt. So Charlotte's got Manuel on him, who's the taller player, Zach. So clearly Coach Jones has done some scouting here. I think maybe to try to disrupt. There's going to Gray is on Greaves, but Charlotte. Nice pass. Oh, Reed with the miss. Still alive. Charlotte has it. That was a great pass by the super sophomore. I know he's played really well.
You may have considered maybe just a layup there. You know,
I think Reed was maybe trying to get like a momentum shift there. Charlotte with a deep three. Off the mark. Marshall with the rebound. He's just going to bring it up uncontested. He's guarded by Miles Coleman. This should be a good matchup. 2 sophomores going at it. Plays off of him. I don't know, miscommunication there. I don't know what happened there.
Coach K is obsessed with that one. Here comes Notre Dame back the other way. Jameer Reed instantly cuts down the basket, steps through. Can't finish. It'll be Salters first.
Sam Salters picks up the fouls. Coach K is not happy with Coleman. I think that was a miscommunication there by the team. You know, Jameer Reed has missed a couple layups here early, Zach. You know, hopefully those don't come back to bite you at the end of the game. New substitution here for St. Bernard, number 1. Not listed on anything, Zach.
Hopefully he's in their book at least.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to get
a technical foul.
Yeah. So Coach Jones going to his bench early, which we said we haven't seen that happen often, but maybe up a couple points, giving his key players some rest. Good box out there, but Robinson able. Reeves had it. Robinson throws it away, trying to get it back into play. So Karen Blake in to replace Jace Greaves.
And they're face guarding, picking up Salters full court now.
For Notre Dame, probably go back to Salters. I'd love to see a little 2-man game here with Charlotte and Salters.
Yeah, or even Reed, run some pick and roll offense, get some spacing. It's been a little stagnant right now.
That's going to be the first on number 1 for St. Bernard. Sorry, we don't have him listed. We'll try to get that at halftime. He's not even listed on the CIAC website, but Charlotte to inbound it.
Good pass to Reed.
Reed, again, can't finish that. That's a third. Mary Marshall and Coach Jones not happy with the call. Coach Jones is all the way down on the baseline. So.
Coach K, I think, is going to get Reed with Dunlap. Yeah, I mean, he's looking at him. I see him after. He's like, every layup, he's like, get big, get strong. He's taller than all the guys on the court. He's got to go up strong and finish through some contact.
Manuel back in for number 1. So quick substitution here for Coach Jones. So a little bit smaller lineup for Notre Dame. They don't have the height of Reed, but you've got Coleman and Dunlap who play a lot bigger than their size. Charlotte, Manuel comes over. Blake back to Charlotte.
Dunlap's wide open. Good move by Charlotte. Steps through the lane for the layup.
Zach, Charlotte's going to have to step up here, I think.
He will.
Be first on Coleman. Ticky-tacky foul. Probably should not have moved your feet there. I think that's what Coach K is talking to him right now. 15-11, St. Bernard. Manuel with the ball up top. This should be a great matchup all night. You've got 2 big-time scorers, and Salters and Manuel guarding each other's side.
Yeah, and I also like the matchup of Charlotte and Gray a lot, too.
Good defense there by Charlotte.
I mean, he's just fun to watch play.
That was tough defense. That's going to be Miles Coleman. Picks up his second foul there.
Yeah, but back to the matchup of Gray and Charlotte. Charlotte is always, if you look, I mean, we're courtside now. We can really see. If you look his eyes, it's just straight killer intensity the entire game.
Curtis Marshall will shoot 2 here. Makes the first.
He makes it, and then pointed at the student section, let them know that they can't get in his head.
Yeah, Notre Dame Prep's got a student section right down here. It's a whiteout tonight. It actually happens to be a Coaches versus Cancer game with American Cancer Society, which is great. Curtis Marshall makes the second. Curtis Marshall, the younger of the 2 Marshall brothers, he's a little whiter. Looks like he's got broader shoulders. So 18 seconds left here in this first quarter. Charlotte with Gray on him. Let's see if they run some 2-man here. Yep. Nice save by Charlotte. Oh, that looks like just off of Nasir Dunlap's hand. So Notre Dame unable to capitalize.
Yeah, that was I like that too there. I mean, you notice that when Charlotte's getting screens, they're hedging on him, and they're allowing the person to roll through, as there'll be a full court heave.
Ooh, that looked good though.
Yeah, it did. But
so end of 1, Zach. St. Bernard 17, Notre Dame 11. You know, St. Bernard got out quick on this Notre Dame team. I think it was 5-0. I know Notre Dame countered, but I don't think Notre Dame's been able to get into either their offensive flow or their defense like we've seen them play this year, like against Colby, where they got out early. So kind of interesting play style for Notre Dame, being in this position, one being down, but also not being able to dictate the tempo both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, right, is if you look at, they had a ton of missed layups in that first quarter that I'm sure they'd wish they'd have back. I mean, we saw Coach K looking at Jameer Reed to kind of finish strong, right? And not, like, the issue is you see so many players nowadays looking to draw the contact instead of make the layup and then accept the contact. So he's looking at him to get big, and he had 3 or 4 missed ones, which is pretty much the difference right here. And then we also saw after the technical foul, they weren't able to capitalize with scoring out of that timeout. So it's been a little bit rough for Notre Dame's offense so far. Defensively, they've held up well.
Yeah, and for St. Bernard, we have not seen Amari Gray score a point yet. We've had 3 players score in Amari Marshall and Curtis Marshall. Amari leading the team with 7, Curtis with 6, and then Tyler Manuel with 4. But, you know, Amari Gray, a threat, 30-point. He's had 30 this year. Quick guard. So kudos maybe to the Notre Dame defense here. early on Gray. So we're going to start the second quarter here with Notre Dame Prep with the ball. Salters with it on the wing. Double team comes. Reed is wide open. Turns the ball over though.
And here comes Gray leading it for St. Bernard.
The elder Marshall drives to the basket. Blocked there. Reed has it.
Almost got it knocked away from Manuel.
Yeah. Charlotte driving. He's got numbers. Picks up his dribble though, Zach.
Yeah, he's
Reed
trying to spin on his pivot foot and get a layup.
So Gray has had good pass. That's the Notre Dame we know. Nasir Dunlap gets on the board, his first two.
And he's a guy that we saw coming off of a 21-point outing, so he's going to need to get going offensively to kind of support the offensive Salters in Charlotte.
So a little bit of a defensive matchup here is that I see from Notre Dame. So Salters with the ball. Charlotte will drive. Blocked by Marshall.
Charlotte almost picked Gray's pocket.
Yeah, he's right there with him. Salters is guarding Marshall. Blake was on on the younger Marshall.
Robinson will try a three, and he'll
Deep
connect.
three. 2013, St. Bernard up 7, Zach.
And Notre Dame's going to need to start scoring and running their offense more efficiently before this game gets out of hand.
Zach, they got to get stops, though. Salters with a turnover. They got to stop turning the ball over.
And Will drops it off to Gray. And he'll get fouled by Blake and finish it through contact. So Gray, you mentioned, hadn't scored in that first quarter. He scores here, and he gets a chance at a three-point play.
That's the first on Kieran Blake. So Gray to the line to shoot one. Makes the free throw, Zach. Substitution here. Greaves back in, and we're going to see Tizzoli. So Blake and Dunlap to sit. So Notre Dame goes, looks like 3 guards, Zach, here with Tizzoli, Greaves, Charlotte, Reed, and Salter. So maybe to match kind of St. Bernard with that smaller lineup.
Yeah, I think they want more shooting and more floor spacing because they've been kind of getting congested offensively with Charlotte and Tremere Reed's two-man game, and even Nasir Dunlap down there on the low block. Greaves will try a three. He'll line it up, and it'll be off the mark. Rebounded by Gray.
You got to get stops, though, Zach. You got, St. Bernard now has a 10-point lead. You got to get stops if you're Notre Dame defensively, and that's something that they just haven't been able to put together in consecutive possessions here.
Yeah, but they also need to start scoring. Marshall from the corner for three. No good. Marshall rebounded over Jameer Reed. Can't get it to go. And
Notre Dame just looks in a funk, son.
Yeah, Greaves, good move to the hole. He can't finish. I think they're going to get Charlotte with a foul.
Charlotte with a foul from behind. He's trying to, Notre Dame just looks out of a funk. So.
They're not making layups, though. When they get good looks, that was a good move by Greaves. He had a good look. He just couldn't get it to go.
But defensively, they're in like this 2-3. Maybe the size of this court, Zach. I know we've had them a lot at Notre Dame. The court is bigger here. You've got space underneath the basket. Possibly just just out of their system a little bit here.
Marshall. Let's see if Notre Dame can cut into this lead here. They trail by 10.
Reed has it. Salters. Reed almost threw it away again, Zach. They've got numbers. Charlotte with a floater. He gets his second basket.
They got to be careful with Jameer Reed. Almost had his second turnover off an errant pass.
Yeah. Gray to the basket. Hangs. Marshall with a rebound from behind. That's going to count.
Yeah, he landed hard there.
They got to keep someone on it. That's going to be the first up to Zoli. So Dunlap to come back into the game.
Well, they need to box out too. They forced the miss. They got their first stop. They need to limit more than 2 shots. Like they need to keep one attempt only for St. Bernard, and they can't allow easy putbacks, especially when they result in and ones.
Marshall makes the free throw, Zach. He's up to 9. Curtis Marshall, the sophomore, hell of a player so far in this first half of this game. Another super sophomore. Dunlop gets it over to Charlotte. Charlotte trying to make something happen. Tizzoli
Lines one up.
just off the mark. Notre Dame can't buy a bucket, Zach.
No, they can't.
They got a mismatch down low with Amiri Marshall. That was a good recognize.
Yeah, he deflects it on the cameraman below. Tough basket. Dunlap will try a midi. Can't get it to go. Tizzoli tried for the rebound. And now here comes Bernard with numbers, Manuel. Spin move through the lane. And he'll finish. And he'll be up 15 here. Timeout Notre Dame Prep.
Wow. Wow, Zach. St. Bernard came to play. Full timeout by Notre Dame. You know, not the Notre Dame team we have seen. A little bit in a funk. I know that Massac game, we saw that first quarter just the other night. You know, they were kind of in a funk. And, you know, St. Bernard, not the team that you can kind of take a quarter off. Here we go. We had a 6-point lead at the end of the first quarter. It's up to 15 here. Now, I think Notre Dame's got to commit to defense here. You got to get stops. You got to find a way to stop this St. Bernard team, Zach.
The issue, though, is even when they do get stops, they can't score. So right now they're going to need to figure out how to get their offense jump-started, and I would like to see when on shots they normally don't take, but for example, like on some of the threes for Jace Creeves, when he has them and he has that 2 seconds of time to kind of take that shot, and hopefully it will go in and start to open up the floor.
Yeah, they're just out of a funk, Zach. We have not seen this Notre Dame prep team play this way all season. And this is what our 5th game that we've done with them. Hats off to St. Bernard and Coach Mark Jones. They came in ready to play, and they got out early. And Curtis Marshall, the sophomore, has played very, very well here tonight.
I would like to see Salters. He's their leading scorer. He's going to need to get the ball, and he's going to need to go to work.
Let's see what comes out of this timeout. Looks like he's going to touch the ball. He's got to touch the ball every time down the court, Zach.
Yeah.
He's your senior tri-captain, leading scorer. Tizzoli, another senior.
Good pass to Dunlap.
There you go. Good job there. That's going to be on the younger Marshall. His first, actually.
So I like that set. I do like that a lot. I mean, it would have potentially maybe have been nice to see Tizzoli hit a 3, but he did drive, penetrate, drop it off to Dunlap.
Dunlap makes the first. I like this, though. Your senior tri-captain in there talking to the 4 kids on the bench, or excuse me, 4 kids out on the court, not shooting, huddled up. I like that communication. Salters taking charge. Dunlap makes the second.
They're going full court man.
I like the look. Ooh, that almost looked like a carry. Ooh, yeah,
Oh,
that's a good call. He moved at the very last second. That's going to be Dunlap's second, though. So let's see if Notre Dame Prep can get a stop here. We got to take it one possession at a time. Marshall, screened by Marshall, stolen. Manuel gets it. Can score, Zach. Whew.
Looking at the camera, too. He looked at us after that.
Yeah. Is that on Tizzoli?
Yeah, I think it was on Tizzoli.
That's his second. So Manuel to the line to shoot 1. He makes it. He's got 9, Zach. as does Curtis Marshall. They're leading scorers here for St. Bernard. Salters is begging for it.
I
Two
don't.
players coming though. They can't come to the ball. St. Bernard possession. I think Charlotte's telling Tizzoli, you can't come to the ball when he's posted up like that.
And I also don't want to see Salters posted up. I'd rather see him catch the ball in the wing, get into the triple threat, and then he works so well when he catches the ball out of the triple threat. He can shoot the ball. He can beat him off the dribble. He can get to the basket. I think that'll be a timeout for St. Bernard. But I don't want to see him play post-up basketball, especially against Manuel, who's around the same height, and if not, more length.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about our sponsors here, Zach. Let's go with New Balance. So part of Project Purple Sports, our initiative we couldn't do this without the support of New Balance, supporting not only our athletes at Project Purple who go and run marathons, do CrossFit, pickleball, whatever it may be, in our fundraising endeavors, but with Project Purple Sports, we have New Balance as our apparel partner to supply uniforms for our awareness games for all of the student athletes. So thank you to New Balance for their support in Project Purple Sports and helping us to get into high schools throughout the country, raising awareness for our mission of a world without pancreatic cancer. So thank you, New Balance, for their support of Project Purple Sports. So Zach, coming out of this timeout, still 15-point game here. You got 2:48 left here for Notre Dame Prep. Maybe get this lead down to 10.
That's my thinking too.
Going into halftime, get some momentum on your side, and get good quality stops. They just haven't been able to get consistency on the defensive end. Offensively, they kind of look a little bit lost, but that could be just the St. Bernard defense actor.
And I also think this is a game where you're really missing Logan White with his ankle injury because he can face the floor. And there'll be a turnover forced by Jace Greaves, and that'll be Notre Dame ball on the side. But this is where Logan White, he gives you shooting, he gives you good defense. He's a little bit taller than some of these guards, and I think he would have been critical for Notre Dame in this game.
Yeah, senior Logan White still out with a foot injury, not available tonight. So big part of this Notre Dame prep basketball team. I like the motion here. They've got to get more movement off the ball, Zach, because St. Bernard, that's going to be on Gray. That's his second. So it doesn't look like we see any substitutions coming in. Gray has 2.
I think they're letting him know now that it was his second. I just saw the assistant coach on the bench try to get Jones's attention.
Good play there by Charlotte to throw it off Manuel's leg. He is a smart player, Zach. Coleman coming in for Notre Dame here. Substitution.
He has 2 fouls, so he needs to be careful as well.
He replaces Tizzoli. Surprised Coach K hasn't gone back to Reed, but Reed hasn't shown that he's been able to make baskets. Coleman with the turnover had it. Ball's on the ground. St. Bernard comes up with it.
And Robinson runs into Manuel.
Manuel laughing as his own player kept him down there, Zach. Like to see that. He's having a lot of fun tonight. Marshall drives. Tough basket from the senior. What's going on here?
I think Salters is a little shaken up.
So Marshall, he's in the double digits, Zach, with 11. He's the first player here for both teams. The elder Marshall with 11. Great story on him. Hopefully we'll talk. Salters drives, no call. Charlotte with the rebound.
And we need to see Salters score the basketball. He's won a full quarter almost without any points. There'll be a steal by Jace Greaves. He'll find Salters. Salters will get locked. Dunlap will get fouled though.
Is that on Robinson or is that on Gray?
It'll be Robinson.
Yeah, that's Robinson, his first. So Dunlap to shoot 2, Zach.
Definitely Notre Dame is now in the bonus the rest of the way, too.
So let's see if they can make up this. What do we say? We wanted them to 10. So Dunlap misses the first. Looks like he got hit, and looks like Salters got maybe a elbow to the ribs, possibly. He's holding his ribs. Dunlap makes the second. 15-point game, Zach. So slowly cutting into that lead. It was up to 17. Coleman, miscommunication. How you can't. Robinson drives to the hole. Coleman gets the rebound.
That's probably the guy on the court that you want to shoot the basketball, though, out of any of these players.
Dunlap begging for it in the box, Zach. Charlotte almost threw it away. Uncharacteristic turnover almost for the super sophomore. And again, he's got the taller Manguel on him. It's kind of interesting matchup here, Zach. They've got Robinson on Salters. They got to go to Salters.
They do, but look at this. Every time they jump the screen, they don't want Charlotte to get downhill. I thought he got rid of it before. And he even
So I wonder if the size, Manguel's going to be open here. Nope, Dunlop picks him up. Robinson had him. Robinson.
Throw it up.
That looked like it was up in the air forever. The younger Marshall drives. He's hit by Miles, Coleman, and one.
Salters is telling Coleman to wake up there emphatically.
Curtis Marshall with the strong bucket. He's having a game, Zach. He's up to 11. The Marshall brothers are 80% of the offense here for St. Bernard.
Yeah, I mean, if you add Manguel in that too, it's almost 90% of the offense.
So Curtis Marshall makes the and one. He's got 6 in this quarter, had 6 in the first quarter. He's been really consistent, Zach. The lead is now up to 18. Dunlap drives.
And one. That's huge. I mean, Dunlap has been giving him great offensive possessions here. He's been getting to the free throw line, and right there he has a chance to convert for a 3-point play. Cut it back.
Salter's very emphatic here. He does not look happy with his teammates picking up.
Yeah, he was letting Coleman hear it after that last foul. I think he told Coach Cato.
So Dunlap to make the free throw here to 3-point play. Misses. 38-22, 43 seconds left here, Zach. Curtis Marshall brings it up over to Gray. Gray has it. Shot clock's at 24. Gray calls out a play, Zach. Charlotte. Double comes. Salter steps up. Ooh. Marshall bobbles it. Stolen. Reeves has it. 19 seconds. They got to hold for one, Zach, unless you get a wide open shot. Reeves throws it away, though, Zach. See, the elder Marshall puts up a finger one. He's saying one. I think Gray's. Robinson, deep three. It's good. Wow. Charlotte doesn't get it off. Wow, Zach. Wow. The lead is 19. 41-22 here. Wow.
I know.
Wow. So 41-17 here going into halftime. St. Bernard on Notre Dame prep. 19 points, Zach. And it's been the Marshall show, along with the Marshall brothers have brought some of their friends. Yeah, Curtis Marshall with 12. The older Marshall, Amari, with 11. Robinson with 2 big threes. Tyler Manguel with 9. And Amari Gray with 2, Zach. That's been your scoring for St. Bernard. You've had 5 players score for St. Bernard.
Yeah, I think the biggest piece here, right, is that three from Robinson was huge to kind of close it out. It kind of took all the air out of Notre Dame's sails, as well as so did that Coleman foul. I mean, Salters is not happy with his team right now, and I don't think any of them are going to be particularly happy with being down 19 going into halftime. And they have the number one ranking on the line. They're on the ropes down 19.
You can't get all 19 back at once. You got to come out and commit to playing really good defense. We've seen some defensive laps here from Notre Dame Prep. And then offensively, you got to get good shots. You got to get Cam Salters involved. I mean, he had 7 in that first quarter. He took 2 shots maybe in that second quarter, maybe touched the ball 3 times. Nasir Dunlop and Josh Charlotte were the only 2 players for Notre Dame to score in that second quarter. So you got to get offense. We've seen Jameer Reed score in bunches, but if you're Notre Dame Prep, you got to commit to defense and you got to find your offense. And I think that starts with Cam Salters, your senior leader, 1,000-point scorer, McDonald's uh, All-American mention here in the state of Connecticut. So we'll be back to you here probably around 3 minutes to talk more about Project Purple Sports and more about the first half. All right, we're back, Zach. So let's talk about one of our great sponsors here in state with Project Purple Sports, Hartford Healthcare. So we are excited that Hartford Healthcare has partnered with us with Project Purple Sports here in the state of Connecticut. Hartford Healthcare and Project Purple have established what will become the state's largest high-risk screening and surveillance program for early detection for pancreatic cancer. Sorry, we got some fans here talking to the officials here, but super excited. Hartford Healthcare, we established a $750,000 grant, which will become the state's largest high-risk screening and surveillance program in Connecticut to impact families, not just here in Connecticut, Zach, but all over the country eventually. So thank you to Hartford Healthcare for their support. We're back here, Zach. 41-22, St. Bernard. Looks like it's going to be Notre Dame prep ball. We said at the end, if you're Notre Dame, you got to get committed to playing defense and getting Cam Salters the ball, Zach. He's your 1,000-point scorer, McDonald's All-American here in the state of Connecticut. He's one of 4 players in Connecticut to have that honor.
Yeah, I mean, they have, right now, we have the #1 team on the ropes here at home in Sacred Heart Arena. And honestly, we forgot to mention the fact that because this is a college arena, the three-point line is moved about a foot further back. So it's potentially an adjustment that Notre Dame has not fully made yet. And we saw them kind of go away from shooting the three ball in that second quarter.
And I know St. Bernard has played some games up at Mohegan Sun. They've also played in the Springfield Hoop Hall, which, you know, they've only lost 2 games to Albany Academy and Northwest Catholic. So maybe they're used to playing on a court this big, Zach. Starters are back in for both teams. Dunlap drives, gets fouled by the younger Curtis. That's his second. Younger Marshall, excuse me, Curtis Marshall.
Yeah, I will say Dunlap has woken up since that first quarter. Second quarter, he led all scorers.
For Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was 7. I mean, but considering they only scored 11 in that second quarter, it's like 80% of the points, almost 90. Dunlap's first free throw is off the ball.
So Curtis Marshall picks up his second foul.
They're going to need to go at the Marshalls and get them in foul trouble. Notre Dame, I'd go right at them. Dunlap misses both.
Uncharacteristic. He's usually a pretty good free throw shooter, Zach. Shem Adams back into the game for St. Bernard. He started and then really didn't play after that first quarter, Zach. Manuel with a nice job there trying to get to the cutter, but Marshall tracks it down. Manuel with it again. I like this matchup here. Gray, Charlotte, Curtis Marshall guarded by Reeve. Nice look. Just beats Marshall to Marshall, just beats the shot clock out.
And they're brothers. They had that connection coming. Good backdoor look.
Manuel's going to get the foul. That's his second. I think you're right, Zach. If you're Notre Dame, I would attack everything downhill, as they say, just to keep attacking the basket. The fouls are going to start. I mean, you now have 2 on Curtis Marshall, 2 on Tyler Manuel, and Amari Marshall has technically 2 because he caught a technical foul for hanging on the rim. So Cam Salters to the line to shoot 2. Misses the first.
Yeah, they have 3 points so far on the free throw line here that they do not have.
Makes the second, though. And that's a good sign if you're Notre Dame, your leading scorer, get to the free throw. I know he made 1. Press here for Notre Dame. Gray gets it over.
Adams try a 3.
Box out by Charlotte, but Curtis Marshall able to rebound. He was trying to, I think he was giving it up about 8 inches there, Zach, and about probably 100 pounds.
Yeah, give him the A for effort there, but that was a foul just waiting to be called.
Charlotte's second. He's over talking to veteran official Vince Hirschback, and I think he's trying to, as the general. Marshall misses the first. He was money in the first half. He was 4 for 4 from the line, Zach.
And Salters is bringing a ton of energy from Notre Dame. He's trying to get his teammates to start picking up on it. He's being loud. He's letting his teammate know that he need to be more effective. And here he comes, Salters. Looks like
Marshall
he's just going to
misses
go right
the
at
second.
Marshall's spin move. Looking for a foul.
A little incidental contact, but he gets up and he's clapping, Zach. He's ready to play. Coach K has removed the jacket, Zach, so I think he's going to set a different tone this half. Gray stops, passes to Manuel. Manuel with it on the wing. Drives. He's got Reed on him. Salters comes over to help. Greaves with the steal. Up to Charlotte.
Good move.
I was holding my breath there, Zach. Gray comes right down, though, fast. Pulls up. Wow.
I don't know. It Greaves?
Looks like Jace Greaves. His first, though, Zach. Coach K rolling up the sleeves as well, Zach. Salters has got Band-Aids on his knees, Band-Aids on his shoulders.
Sherlock just told the ref to wait for him to get out of there. It's pretty funny. Ref kind of gave him a look there. Gray
So
makes
Gray-
it first.
That's Gray's only 4th point, Zach. This kid has put up some big games for St. Bernard, but has really done a great job, though, of manning the offense here and kind of deferring to the Marshall brothers here in this first half.
And just like that, the lead's up to 20 for St. Bernard.
Again, you got to get stops if you're Notre Dame.
You also need to start running a more efficient offense and stop taking so much time off. The time is not on their side.
Turnover again by Notre Dame. You know, Coach K is going to look back at this film if this continues for St. Bernard and look at, you know, some of these turnovers here. 30-second timeout by St. Bernard. That some of these turnovers for Notre Dame have been game killers. Looks like substitution. Darren Robinson, 3-point specialist, back into the game. Let's see who he replaces. But, you know, if you're Notre Dame, you just got to take care of the ball, Zach. And they just haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's that and then a mix of they haven't been able to efficiently run any sort of offense. So they're trying to kind of get things going, but they haven't been able to. I mean, the most effective they've been is when they've been able to get steals and get out and run. But they missed 3 free throws in this quarter alone, and they're taking up way too much time that they do not have down 20 points.
5:51 to go. The bass is bumping here, Zach. I don't know where that bass came from, but the bass just started here.
Shout out to Kernkraft.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like supposed to be a distraction for the teams as they're in their huddles, but
This is what they play at Penn State whiteouts. A lot of teams, this is the song that gets people going. High energy, high octane.
you would know that, Zach.
I would.
So Robinson in for Adams. Great to take it from the backcourt. So Coach Jones directing the offense here. Motion. Notre Dame prepping the man-to-man. Looks like 2-3 matchup. Manuel gets his own rebound. Gray with a deep 3. Curtis Marshall with the rebound and putback. Coach K is not happy. Full timeout.
They gave
Notre
up
Dame.
2 offensive rebounds
30,
on that
30.
possession.
30 timeout. 30-second timeout by Notre Dame, Zach. Yeah, he is not happy. For St. Bernard, though, Marshall continues his scoring up to 16 here as we are almost not even halfway here in the third quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 22 points. You would need to cut this to at least, like, I'm going to say maybe 15, but I don't know. Going in the fourth quarter, you'd rather be down 10?
Yeah. So St. Bernard, the number 2 team in the state per the Game Time Connecticut poll, And Zach, I know we haven't talked about this. Notre Dame Prep #1 in the state per the Game Time poll, but in terms of the Division I state rankings for Division I's boys basketball here in the state of Connecticut, which is where all the big teams play, Notre Dame Prep is currently #3, St. Bernard #6. So Greaves to bring the ball up here for Notre Dame Prep. Down 22.
I like
Slices. Very aggressive play there for Greaves. St. Bernard with numbers here. Notre Dame Prep gets back. Marshall gets the ball back to Manuel. Tyler Manuel, senior. Robinson deep in the corner. Air ball.
Yeah,
Salters rebounds.
Start doubling. Good move by Charlotte.
Wow. Charlotte into double digits, Jack. I think that's, hopefully, let's see if that can wake up this Notre Dame Prep team here. Salters had a hand on it. Marshall gets it over to his brother, Amari.
It seems like they're trying to blitz the ball. Look, he's telling them to right now. They're trying to double the ball, and they're going to leave Robinson open in the corner.
Manuel with a deep three. Good box out there. Charlotte straight ahead. Nice left. Josh Charlotte with
Just
6.
like that, 16 points. This is the Notre Dame that we're used to seeing. Both teams waking up, and they're going to do it again.
Salters clapping.
Yeah.
He's got Manuel, 2 seniors. Oh, tough take by Tyler Manuel, and 1.
Yeah, that was big.
Second on Cam Salters. Takes some
Oh.
momentum.
Air out of the arena with that one.
So Manuel with the take and 1. He's in the double digits here.
Well, if Notre Dame can keep going, score 6 and allow 2 or 3, they'll start to cut into the deficit here.
Salters clapping. Marshall can't make, Manuel can't make the rebound. Reed comes up with it. Salters.
They need to run. They need to continue to go quick and run. Run St. Bernard into the ground. They don't have a lot of depth.
Greaves, tough take.
He's gonna
Chase
need to
Greaves.
continue to do that.
Zach, the student section here for Notre Dame starting to get lively now. Gray hangs.
Oh, man.
Wow. The and 1, 2 spectacular and 1s for the St. Bernard team, Zach, to take some of this momentum. That's a Reed's only first. He's going to come out.
Yeah, I mean, every time they start to get some momentum, it's just snap and it's gone.
Amari Gray, Zach, he like hung in the air and double pumped that. Now he's directing Manuel to get on Charlotte as he gets the ball for the free throw. Misses the free throw. So a little bit of a couple misses here for St. Bernard. 4 free throws. Salters was drive, picks up his. Charlotte gets around, hangs. Ooh.
It would have been a huge and 1 there. I mean, I do like this. I don't know where this has been the entire first half for Notre Dame, but they're getting downhill. They're going at players, and they're getting them in some foul trouble. He's just letting them know that. I think that was on Marshall, right? So that's his third. Jones just let him know, but they should have been doing this from the start. Now they're down 18. They need to work themselves back.
Josh makes the first. Zach, I would like to see Notre Dame Prep, though, come down and get Cam Salters involved in the offense. I mean, he's touched the ball. Miscommunication there by St. Bernard. Player coming at us. Charlotte with the drive. Dunlap there for the rebound. Jared Robinson almost was in our lap, Zach. Timeout.
Jones.
Timeout, Coach Jones.
Oh, I actually think Gray called it. Well, they're down 14 now. This is starting to get a little bit better. I said, what did you need? By 15 at least by the end of the third quarter. They still got 3 minutes to go here. They are 1 foul away from getting to the bonus. Foul trouble, I think Curtis Marshall has 3.
He's got 2 and a technical. Amari Marshall, Curtis Marshall's got 2, and Tyler Manuel's got 2. So we would like to see them, as we said, go downhill, get these guys in foul trouble, have them contest. I mean, they have been attacking. Greaves and Charlotte have been attacking. So I think you stick with that game plan. You just got to get stops on the defensive side. I mean, St. Bernard's thrown the ball away here the last 2 minutes, Zach. So again, they don't have a very deep bench. We've only seen 7 players. Really, 5 have played the majority of the game. I mean, Adams started, but again, he started the 3rd quarter and then comes out early for Robinson. So we'll see if conditioning might be an issue here for the St. Bernard team. I know they average 70 points a game, so they get up and down the floor. They've had some big games where they've scored in the 90s. So we'll see. We'll see if conditioning's an issue, because they don't really use their bench as often as Notre Dame here. Notre Dame's used a couple players in Blake and Coleman. And Cizzoli has seen some good minutes in that first half. So
I want to continue to see, though, out of the 2 sophomore guards, Greaves and Charlotte, to continue to go to the paint and just be explosive, right? Because Greaves came out of that timeout and boom. And he kind of started that run by just getting downhill and getting a layup. And then the momentum has just continued to shift towards Notre Dame's favor.
So Gray with it. He's facing a double team here. Gets it away. Leaves his feet, though, Zach. He does jump a lot when he's passing. That sometimes Robinson wide open, deep. Curtis Marshall with the rebound. Salters with the foul, though. That's Cam's 3rd, though, Zach. So
they've been running that perfectly, but they just haven't been able to secure the rebound and box out either of the Marshalls.
Curtis Marshall is a beast, Zach. He has been a force here on the rebounds. He's their leading scorer.
He's only a sophomore.
And with that, Notre Dame has already put St. Bernard in the double bonus. So Marshall to shoot 2 here. He missed the last 2. Makes the first. He's got 17 for the game. Robinson face guarding Cam Salter, Zach. Curtis Marshall. Jesus. Box out the shooter. Marshall gets a rebound off the mark, though. That's basketball 101. You got to box out the shooter, Zach. No one boxed out the shooter.
They did have good box outs. They just weren't able to get a rebound.
Charlotte fakes. Hangs.
He's been all the offense pretty much in Notre Dame this quarter.
He's got 10 this quarter, Zach. Gray's got Robinson wide open. He didn't even look at the basket. Marshall's open underneath. A little miscommunication here with Team Notre Dame.
He's down to 13 now.
If you're Notre Dame prep, you just want to get this to maybe single digits or 10, Zach, at the end of this quarter. As we said, you're not going to get all these points back. One possession at a time. Marshall drives. Wow.
I thought
that was a charge.
Yeah. I guess he moved his feet before that. But here you go. You get a chance to cut it to 11, maybe 10 here. If
Coach Jones not happy with that call, though.
Well, at least it wasn't a charging foul, because that would have been Marshall's 3rd.
Salters couldn't handle it. Loses the ball. Tough turnover there by Notre Dame prep.
Yeah, it was.
Mary Marshall with the ball up top.
I would continue.
Tyler Manuel.
Robinson open.
Manuel, excuse me. Notre Dame in a 2-3 matchup, though?
I don't know.
I'm trying to trap. It's like a loose 2-3, right? Wide open. Nice pass there by Gray to Manuel. Manuel with his 2nd basket of the half. It's like no one's playing D.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the traps and going all over the place. It's kind of confusing. Charlotte will line up a 3.
Way off the mark for Charlotte. I wonder if this court Notre Dame Prep has not, they played at Fairfield U. That was early in the season, but I mean, this is the same court size as Fairfield U, so 15-point lead here. Manguel with a deep three off the mark. Marshall has the rebound. Got to box out, Zach.
That's been kind of a killer in this third quarter for them. They haven't been able to get rebounds. Been allowing St. Bernard to slow down the pace.
Manguel with a mismatch here. He's got the shorter Jace Greaves on him. Robinson just looking around, Zach. Double team comes, but Gray dribbles out of it, finds a Mary Marshall for three. Wow. That's his second three, first points of the quarter.
Back up to 16.
10 seconds here in this quarter. Dunlap was begging for the ball, Zach. Blake with a deep three. He counters.
I think that was a 2. Oh, they did give him 3.
That was a 3, yeah.
Well, 15, what did I say? That is something. I mean, you're going to need to really figure out the rest of the quarter, but at least it's cut down. 15,
so 42-57, St. Bernard as we go into this fourth quarter, Zach. So leading scorers here for St. Bernard, Curtis Marshall. He had 5, so he's got 17 for the game. His brother, Amari Marshall, with 14, Zach. Tyler Manguel with 13. And Amari Gray, he had 4 that quarter. He's sitting at 7. So again, 3 players doing the bulk of the offense for St. Bernard. And for those watching, we caught a really cool story. Kudos to St. Bernard and senior Amari Marshall. Last year he stepped away. Kudos to the Day. I think it was the New London paper of the Day. They did a really nice story on senior Amari Marshall. Last year he decided for mental health purposes to step away from a game he loved. So it's great to see the young man, the senior, having a great night tonight. I mean, at the end of the day, this is basketball, Zach. I mean, 2 teams competing, but there's human beings and stories here that are both teams. We've got great stories on both sides, but we haven't seen the St. Bernard team and able to see the struggles that this young gentleman had last year, just with being on the court. Decided, very mature thing, to step away, and had one hell of a game and had a great season. So kudos to Coach Jones and senior Amari Marshall for how they handled the situation last year. So St. Bernard to inbound the ball. Gray over to Marshall.
Well, they did only give him 2 for that Blake shot before the end of the quarters. That'll be thrown away from St. Bernard. And if you're Notre Dame, that's a good start. You can get into this, kind of hopefully cut this down to 14 or 15. 13 or 14. Sorry, my math was off. But let's see what Notre Dame can run.
1 possession at a time. So starters are in for Notre Dame. Salters with a drive. Off the mark. Dunlap gets the rebound.
And 1!
That's going to be, let's see who that's on, though, Zach. That's on Robinson.
That's a good start.
So Robinson now has 2, Zach. So again, we're early here in this fourth quarter, but we haven't seen many players from that St. Bernard team play. I mean, I guess Robinson you could always replace with Adams. Dunlap makes the free throw, cuts it to 13, Zach. 1 possession at a time. 2-on-1.
He wants the lob.
Curtis Marshall couldn't finish. Reed has the rebound.
It's time to run. If you're Notre Dame, continue to run. Got to leave it all out on the court here. Can't take anything home.
I'd like to see Salters touch the ball every time down the court, though, Zach. He's your leading scorer, your senior. He's got Robinson on him. That's a mismatch there.
And one for Salters. And just like that, you can make it a 10-point game with a made free throw. And he's fired up.
And Zach, what have we been saying? We got to attack. We've been saying that since the first quarter. Attack, attack, attack.
Trainer Mike over there, making sure like they've been running a lot Notre Dame, making sure everyone stays hydrated and can keep away from cramping.
Manuel back over to Gray. Straight up man-to-man for Notre Dame here.
Notre Dame fans are getting back into this one. We need to find a way to get a stop here.
Amari, excuse me. He scores. He's tough. These Marshall brothers came to play Zach. They are tough. Travel by Reed. Turnovers.
That's going to hurt. That really hurts. You got to really lock in again here defensively and try to keep it at 12. You can't let it start running away from you.
One stop at a time, Zach. Good job there by Charlotte. Who's open? Who's got numbers? Salters hangs. Dunlap with the rebound. 10-point game, Zach. Manuel over to Robinson. Robinson will drive, turns it over.
That's the guy that you want to leave the ball in.
They got numbers here. Up and under.
And that'll bring it back down to 8 for Notre Dame with 6 minutes to go here.
And that's the fourth on Amari Marshall, Zach. He's got 3. So it looks like Charlotte is cramping up here.
Yeah, he's been cramping up hard. I mean, after coming out of the third quarter.
He's chugging Pedialyte.
They can't afford to not have him on the court.
Greaves makes the free throw.
He provided them some big buckets here.
7-point game, Zach. Gray drives, hangs off the mark. Charlotte with the rebound. Back to Reed. Salters gets it. Reed drives. And one. Timeout. Wow, Zach. Wow.
It's their cameraman Mike over there saying wow, too.
Wow. Looks like it's a 30. Nope, 60-second timeout. Wow. What a game we got here in the Pitt Center. Notre Dame crawling back, down 5, Zach.
They say the announcers are rooting for Notre Dame. Well, we do cover. Notre Dame has done awareness games for us. Dino, you have a personal connection.
Yeah, full disclosure here. Notre Dame Prep has done some awareness games for us. We have a partnership with Notre Dame Prep. But St. Bernard has came to play, Zach. It's Sunday. We've got 2 Catholic schools on Sunday playing here at Sacred Heart University, a Catholic university. Doesn't get any better than this. We've got a 5-point game, 5:37 to play. But what a game, Zach. What a game. We just want to see a great game, Zach. More than anything, I mean, it was very uncharacteristic of this Notre Dame team early. I mean, hats off to this St. Bernard team. They drove, I think, an hour and a half to get here. They got on this Notre Dame team right from the get-go. And they've taken a couple punches here, and we'll see if they can react here or if Notre Dame Prep can keep this momentum.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be key to mention and watch Charlotte because he's been cramping hard, and he's played every minute of this game. Most of this lineup really has, except for Reed.
It's getting kind of loud in here, Zach. A lot of Notre Dame fans in the building. Marshall over to Manuel. Manuel, no pressure. Looks like Notre Dame in a 3-2 matchup. 2-3, excuse me. Dunlap drops back. A lot of talking. Make sure you know where the shooters are and know where the Marshall brothers are, Zach, if you're Notre Dame Prep.
Yeah, I think they've been doubling. I think 5 means double Marshall now that I'm doing the math. It looks like they're not letting him pass through.
Yeah, Gray finds the open Marshall. Off the mark, Reed with the rebound. Great pass by Gray. Charlotte. And is that on Robinson or Marshall?
It's Marshall like that. It's Marshall.
Let's see here. 3, that's Robinson. That's his 4th, Zach. So let's see here if Coach Jones goes back to his starter, Shane Adams.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused the story about that, why Adams has just been out there for a minute or two and then they go to Robinson.
Well, Robinson has been great from 3, Zach. I mean, he hit 2 threes deep in that first half. Charlotte misses the first. He's 2 for 3 now from the free throw line. He's had a great second half, Zach, here. Really been super sophomore, as we call him. He's only a sophomore. Very poised. Plays both ends of the floor. Makes the second. 4-point game. Graves.
Almost is still there. Bernard to break the press.
Manguel with the ball over to Gray. It's like almost like a matchup zone. Notre Dame really gets far out on that zone, but you got to be careful because Gray is pretty crafty with his passes here, finding the open cutter. As I said, that Marshall misses. Manguel gets the rebound from Salters. That's the 4th.
Yeah, he's got to be
That's
careful.
4. That's 4 on Cam Salters.
Well, we have 4 on Amari Marshall and now 4 on Salters.
And Coleman's going to come in.
Listen, I don't know about this substitution. I know you don't want him to foul out, but you really can't take him out of the game.
Manguel wide open. Gets his own rebound though, Zach. You can't let the shooter rebound the ball.
No, they need to get rebounds. Jameer
Reed. Gray. That's a little bit of a mismatch if you're St. Bernard. Gray's pretty speedy. They're going down low because Charlo is on Marshall, able to get the rebound. Nice pass to Manguel. Call foul on Miles Coleman.
Maybe his 4th. Yeah, his 4th as well.
Manguel. I think Coach K is confused. I think he's talking about the box out.
What killed him there is Reed got stuck at the top of the arc, so Gray was just trying to shoot, have Reed close out, grab a rebound.
Manuel misses the free throw, so up to 6. I can't do my math.
Walter's actually at the table.
Charlotte floater. 61-57.
You're going to need to lock in defensively here, and if you're St. Bernard, you need to run the offense through the Marshalls.
You can't have any defensive lapses if you're Notre Dame, Zach, especially on the switch. They're switching. You got to know where the shooters are, but also where the 2 Marshall brothers are. Tough take.
Dunlap's 3rd.
So Curtis Marshall, super sophomore for St. Bernard, to the line.
Yeah, I think that was
Dunlap's 3rd, Zach. So the younger Marshall will shoot 2 here. Off the mark, misses the first.
Notre Dame student section getting loud over there. They need to box out, though. You're going to need to box out if you're Notre Dame.
St. Bernard only 3 of 11 so far. 3 of 10 this half from the free throw line.
This is the second.
3 of 11. Threes with the rebound.
Yeah. It was almost another mental lapse there, though.
Marshall's only 1 for 5 from, 1 for 6 from the free throw line this half. So that could become an issue.
Almost just got whacked in the face.
Salters Drives. He's got that on the pass. Wonder who they get here.
That was Gray or Marshall.
Yeah, take your pick. So Gray with his third. So no movement from the St. Bernard bench. That was unusual.
I didn't realize that'll put him in the double bonus here.
Yeah.
3
so
minutes to
Salters
play.
that's a big foul.
Well, this is key for Notre Dame, especially because they've been running at such a high pace. They can get some easy baskets, catch their breath.
And score when the clock's not running.
Exactly. 3-point lead. St. Bernard.
Salters makes both. Cuts it to 2, Zach. This is the closest it's been since 2-0 to start the game. St. Bernard inbounds. Pressure. Gray gets it over. Has numbers, but pulls it out. I will say, St. Bernard's been very patient on offense, Zach. What you would expect from a senior league team. Marshall with a deep three. Charlo has the rebound. They got numbers.
Dame looking at time.
Had Dunlap right open. Salters was open as well. I think he tried to no-look that pass. I think Dunlap was going to the basket.
They need to. I would like to see him continue to go at the Marshall brothers to get fouls, and when they'll throw it up.
Gray gets it inbound. Spins, drives. Wow!
Great scoring by Josh Turner. Wow! He's fired up. He'll be 4 on Gray too.
Wow! Gray's not happy. He's been quiet the whole game. Wow! That's a big foul. Coach Jones is not happy either.
You saw this big coming and beat him to the spot.
Wow!
Now take your pick. You go at Gray. You go at the Marshalls. You got to get one of them fouled out of the game.
Wow. Gray, though, is a senior, Zach, so he's used to playing in these kinds of situations. I mean, St. Bernard hasn't used their bench here. I mean, you got your senior point guard with 4 fouls, 2:29 left in this game, a 2-point game. Charlo goes to him, plays it up, Zach. We're tied here at the pit.
This place is loud. It's rocking. Salters has to be careful. Manuel will score, but he'll come up limping here. I think he rolled his ankle a bit when he landed down.
Hopefully he's okay.
Well,
30-second timeout, St. Bernard.
2-point game. They're playing jump around here. Everyone is jumping around.
I think he's actually cramping, Zach. So this is what we said, you know, like they're working on his calf. Hopefully that's just a cramp and nothing serious for senior Tyler Manguel. He's senior captain. I know we watched another piece on St. Bernard. Coach Jones said he is the voice of the team, a very vocal senior leader from a very quiet team. As we're sitting courtside here, and we haven't heard much talking from St. Bernard. We've seen a lot. I know we've got headphones on, but the mics pick up a lot. But other than that last foul on Gray, we haven't heard much from the St. Bernard team, which is a contrast to this Notre Dame prep team with Charlo and Salters kind of clapping, talking to teammates, very, very stern, getting them hyped up. Coach Jones here out of the huddle talking to his players once again, which is great to see. You can see why they're ranked number 2 in the state and have put up one hell of an effort here tonight.
Well, I mean, I will say that St. Bernard hasn't had much to complain about up until the last 6 minutes here. So, I mean, of course, they're not going to be as vocal as the Notre Dame team that was down 22 at some point in this game. So now they're down 2 with the ball and a chance to take the lead or tie.
So 2:13 to go. St. Bernard 63, Notre Dame Prep 61. A couple players, key players for both teams with 4 fouls here. So let's see how the rest of this game pans out.
I'd like to see Salter guard Robinson.
I think they're trying to get the ball with Salters, but Robinson, great defender. Greaves with a take. Great with the rebound. If you're Notre Dame, it's 1 possession at a time, Zach. If you're St. Bernard, 1 possession at a time.
You want to run the clock if you're St. Bernard here. If we're under 2 minutes, almost under a minute 30 here to play. They can work this down to about a minute 15 on the game clock.
And they've been able to get second chance shots all games after. Notre Dame has not been able to keep them. Ray with a deep three off the mark. Good rebound there by Greaves. Salters has it.
He's going to.
Dunlap has a mismatch. Salters to the drive. And Salters. Tie game here, Zach. A minute to go.
Well, we're in short for a great finish here with a minute left. St. Bernard trying to break this trap press.
What we expected, Zach.
Manuel thought about a three.
Oh, he pushed off. He pushed off, Zach. He pushed off. Third foul, but they're going to shoot two here, right?
Yeah, that's
2 free throws.
Greaves to the line.
Greaves to the line. I think Coach Jones is arguing the call, but no, they're going to get the ball on the sidelines and not 2 shots.
Well, it should have been. I guess.
Offensive fouls, you don't shoot the 2. So tie game here.
We're going to
38 seconds. If you're Notre Dame, who do you go to? I think you got to get the ball to Cam Salters. He's got Robinson all over him. Robinson has 4 fouls. Charlo has it. He's got the taller Manuel on him.
Yeah, he's done
14
a good job
seconds.
denying the ball from Salters.
If they wind this down, Zach, there's not that much time left for St. Bernard with the ball. Salters has it. 5 seconds. 4. He drives. Hangs off the mark. Dunlap. 7 seconds. Reed and 1. With 4 to go. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And Zach, that's the 5th, I think, on Marshall. 34 was the call. That is the 5th on Amari Marshall.
The Notre Dame student section is going crazy over there.
Wow. So the technical comes back, as we talked about, Zach. Wow. Jameer Reed stays on the free throw line. Wow. I think security, they're getting ready for the Notre Dame administration is here in the student section. They don't want anyone running on the court here, Zach. But wow. What a rebound by Dunlap. Reed was wide open. Foul was on Amari Marshall. So substitution here. We're going to get a timeout. Doesn't look like they have a 5th. Looks like Brevin Gonzalez is going to sub into the game. Number 1. Coach Jones looks distraught there. So they had a 22-point lead here, Zach.
Yes.
I know, hey, Notre Dame just went up 65-63. 4.9 left. Jameer Reed to the line for 1, but St. Bernard was up 22 points in this game, Zach. I guess if Coach Jones looks at this tape, I think you're going to look at 2 things. Free throws. They missed a lot of free throws this half. And turnovers. They've had some turnovers, and they've missed some easy baskets. They've had a couple of long threes off the mark, a couple of drives that just kind of missed, a couple of turnovers here. Offensive foul on Manuel, players stepping out on the bounds. So turnovers, and I know we've seen Notre Dame prep play a lot. That defense intensity that they put on teams kind of speeds up that game, causes those turnovers. So I guess we can give Notre Dame prep kudos for the second half effort with their defense, because we said it had to be defense here, Zach.
Here's what I'll say. I think Coach Jones may look at it and be like, well, maybe we shouldn't have been as patient offensively and tried to blow them out of the gym, which they're a team that averages about 70 points. They've been into the 90s a couple of times. They had every chance to really stick it to Notre Dame, and they couldn't capitalize. And now Reed's here to shoot a free throw, which it could extend it to a 3-point lead. This is a critical free throw.
So if he makes the 3, if he makes this free throw, you're up 3. You got to know where your shooters are. Misses. Marshall brings it down. Manuel has it, takes the three at the buzzer. Wow! 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 Wow, Zach.
Oh my goodness, that's just
Wow.
complete chaos here in Sacred Heart.
I think they're going to look. Do they have time? I don't think there's time left. That was shot with no time on the clock. So
Tyler Manuel at the buzzer as time expired
wow,
to
Zach.
win it for St. Bernard.
Let's get that replay here, Zach, on our phones. Does he get it off? We're looking at their replay here on the phones. He gets it off. Wow. Tough. Wow, Zach. What a game. What a game. So, Zach, St. Bernard comes out the winner, 66-65. Jameer Reed misses the free throw. Tough loss for Notre Dame Prep. You know, this St. Bernard team, give them a lot of credit. They drove a long way. They got out early. And the statesman there, the sophomore, super sophomore, Josh Charlotte, going over to making sure he shakes every hand of St. Bernard. So hats off to St. Bernard. There's a reason why they're number 2. They'll probably become number 1. Tough 3. Zach, I got a feeling we might see these two teams at the end of the season, possibly. I know there's other Notre Dame in West Haven that might have something to say about that.
Staples, too.
And a couple other teams, Northwest Catholic, Holy Cross that we've seen in the NVL, but what a shot by the young man, Tyler Mangrel. He finishes the game, Zach, with 20. That was his 20th point. So he leads St. Bernard here. I mean, Zach, if you look at this fourth quarter, St. Bernard only scored 9 points. But the biggest 3 from Tyler Manuel, the senior leader, who Coach Jones said is the voice of this team, and buries the 3 at the buzzer, man. What a game. So if you like high school sports, especially high-level high school sports, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all things Project Purple Sports. We've got a big one coming back here at Sacred Heart on Thursday. I know we'll be at Seymour tomorrow night, but we've got Trumbull and St. Joe's, girls at 6, boys at 7:15, 7:30. Here from the pit, another rivalry, in-town rivalry with Trumbull and St. Joe's. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you to both St. Bernard and Notre Dame Prep for an amazing game. Both teams, hats off to both teams for putting on one hell of a show here for Notre Dame sports. Zach, till next time, what do we say?
This is Project Purple Sports. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday.